and starting soon. You might be like, hey, Bounce, why aren't you holding your mic? It's hot. I tried taking it off, it wouldn't come off, so here we are. But I wanted to stand somewhat, so yeah. But welcome to Is Bella Swan and Mary Sue? It's too fucking hot for this shit. Hi, on here. Okay, we're gonna get right into it. If you haven't seen my last video, my first Are They a Mary Sue video was with Afmount. I have like certain questions that certain questions that I answer on if they're a Mary Sue. If you want to know the basis of it, watch my last video. It was about Aftermath. I think it was pretty cool. The audio was low-key shit because I kept moving around. But since we up close and personal now, it might be cool. We gonna get right into it. I'm trying to record as fast as I can.
I think I'm gonna just switch to Abby's instead. You know.
Mary Sue is a character we all know and hate. Flat, emotionless, good at everything they do, incapable of fault or defeat, these characters cheerfully parade through many popular books, movies, and TV series, serving as a sort of idealized self of the author's fantasy, and making us groan in dread every time we see another one of these characters. Everyone agrees that Mary Sues are so overused and unlikable that writers should just stop making characters like this. But how do you know if you're writing a Mary Sue into your story? That's what we're going to explore in this video. The 7 signs that your character might be a Mary Sue or Gary Stu, and what to do to fix these problems so that we can root for your characters and fall in love with them. Now let's get into this discussion. Sign number 1 that your character is a Mary Sue. They have no flaws or weaknesses. This is the biggest glaring sign of a Mary Sue. A character who doesn't have any flaws or weaknesses. You look for one, but you can't find one no matter how hard you tried. It's just not there. She's perfect. She's flawless. She has no faults. None. This character does everything right. They never make mistakes. They're never tempted by vices or weaknesses.
So I can say that, already right at the bat, Chizuru, one of her weaknesses, she's dense, just like she's dense, oblivious, the same way, Kazu is.
They are, in essence, the embodiment of enlightenment. They do exactly what the plot needs them to do, and their entire personality can basically be summed up as save the world.
I want to serve. At least we're trying to do something that matters.
And I'm the Jedi. How do you fix this problem? Give your character flaws. Let them have weaknesses and misbeliefs that psychologically trip them up and make them struggle as they pursue their goal. Sign number 2 that your character may be a Mary Sue. They're naturally better than everyone at everything they do. It doesn't matter if somebody's been doing it longer than they have. Mary Sue can do it better than anyone. The first time she tries it. Doesn't matter if she's never done it before. She has a gift for everything.
I can do this. I can do this.
I just want to know how she does it. What's your trick?
I don't have a trick.
Nobody gets through it that fast. Why don't you tell us how you do it?
I don't see this as much with male characters as I do with female characters because, again, with the strong female character trope, which I ranted about hardcore in this video, you may have seen it, we have gotten into the habit of writing female characters who are naturally gifted at everything they do because it's somehow become perceived as like weakness and frailty to not just be automatically gifted at something. If somebody else is better at something than you are, you're a weak person. This is so toxic. I hate it. How to fix this? Let your characters struggle with some things, okay? Let her not be perfect at something the first time she tries it. It's okay. She can be crappy at something and then get better and actually have to put in effort and time and blood, sweat, and tears to get better at a thing. I have more respect for a character who suffers to get better at a thing than a character who's just like, step aside, I'm going to do this better than anybody. True strength does not mean knowing 100% of everything 100% of the time. True strength actually means having humility, right? Not being too proud to ask for help when you need it, and not being too proud to admit that you're a beginner at something, and laughing at your mistakes, being okay with failure. It shows that your character is strong because they are willing to learn and grow. Number 3, they don't make active decisions, they just get pushed around by the plot. Mary Sues are typically very, very, very passive characters. Passive characters are like punching bags for the plot. They don't make active decisions based on their fear-based goals and misbeliefs. They just get shoved around by the plot. They don't change as a result of their journey because they never battled with a misbelief. See how important misbeliefs are now? See how important fatal flaws are? Because that's what makes your character change as a result of their journey. If they don't have a fatal flaw at the beginning, and they don't have any weaknesses, and they have no struggle to overcome, then they can't go on a transformative journey, and they can't leave us with an impact and a big idea to contemplate long after the story's finished. If they don't have a deep-seated desire and fear fueling their progress toward a goal, then life is just knocking them around. And they end up being a passive damsel in distress waiting for someone to come save them. How to fix this? Make your characters active by letting them make choices based on their fears and misbeliefs. Give them a deeply rooted flaw that guides their steps. Let them ultimately choose to change their beliefs when, after the course of their journey, they come to an aha moment and change as a result of everything they've been through. Number 4, glaring sign of a Mary Sue. They don't know how divinely attractive they are. You've seen it 100 times, right? The main character who gives a very long mirror description of themselves, followed by self-deprecating internal dialogue about how they're so unattractive and pale and sickly and skinny and nobody will ever find them attractive. Meanwhile, they have like an entire football team of guys chasing them down. So yes, absolutely give your characters insecurities. Insecurities make us human, but also give them something that they can be confident about, especially if they're like secretly really attractive and they just don't know it. Number 5, glaring sign of a Mary Sue. They don't practice what they preach. You know, the classic,
I could beat up everyone in this room right now without breaking a sweat or messing up my L'Oreal commercial hair.
but she never actually beats anyone up. She just like makes all these constant snarky comments about how badass she is without ever proving how badass she is.
Insult me again, you'll taste the tip of my blade.
Lower your sword.
What? Again, this goes back to humility. Okay, nobody likes an arrogant, know-it-all character who is constantly bragging about their attributes or cutting others down for their faults and failings. Yes, arrogance can be a flaw. It can be a problem. It can be a negative trait that you give your character. But in the case of Mary Sue, a lot of times, her arrogance is seen as an attribute. And I genuinely do not know why. This is one of the things that makes characters extremely unlikable, when we only see this tough exterior. And you can have a tough character, don't get me wrong. You can have a character with a tough exterior, but if I never get to see their vulnerabilities, the things that they keep hidden deep inside, the things they don't want anyone to see, their trust issues, and the things that keep them behind emotional walls, that's the heart of your character. So if we never get to see that, we never get to see past this stone wall facade of toughness, then how am I ever going to care about this character? How am I ever going to relate to her humanity? She has none.
I know a rogue soldier when I see one. You got a personal stake in this.
How to fix this? Let your character practice what they preach, okay? If they say they are something...
We can go over why like Chizuru is not a fucking Mary Sue, which is unlike Bella Swan. Like, Chizuru's primary flaws stem from her severe emotional guardedness, compulsive lying, to maintain a perfect persona and inability to communicate her true feelings, you know, leading to prolonged conflict and emotional damage to herself and others. Her intense fear of abandonment rooted in past grief causes her to push people away, resulting in hypocritical actions and an inability to accept her own romantic desires. You know, key flaws include emotional dishonesty. She consistently hides behind a professional fake happy face, masking her true vulnerabilities with stoicism. Compulsive lying. She prolongs a fake relationship lie with Azura, creating complicated, unnecessary situations and lying to those close to her. Avoidance and emotional distance. She keeps people at a distance, often treating carrying actions as purely professional to avoid emotional entanglement. She's self-centered and she avoids vulnerability. She's often prioritizes her own goals and comfort, even after Kazu has made massive sacrifices for her, and she's got a little bit of a wishy-washy behavior. Her inability to act on her feeling leads to mixed signals, keeping Kazu hooked despite rejecting him or acting cold, you know. On Reddit, users generally agree that while her actions are understandable given her backstory, her inability to be honest about her opinions causes significant unnecessary pain, you know. And so this is all true. She's actually got flaws. She's not a fucking Mary Sue, unlike fucking Bella Swan!